Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Are we all awake on this fine fall autumnal day? Great. Thank you. And on behalf of President Singh and myself, I warmly welcome you all to Western Connecticut State University, both here in person and online from various countries. It is a pleasure to host your conference today, and I truly hope that you all feel welcome and enjoy your time with us, particularly on this important topic of the impact of AI on higher education, and even more importantly, when the coffee arrives. It is a responsibility of us all in higher education to examine the affordances and constraints of AI in our classrooms and outside in the world. Or said differently, the opportunities and risks that our first plenary speaker, I'll introduce in a moment, will focus on. To embrace advances in technology as opportunities to learn and to broaden access to more learners, complex ideas, ways of thinking, ways to approach large data sets to make sense of their world is critical. As I look through the program of today, I see an array of papers on work done in the classroom, on transforming educational programs. I also see applications to the very business of universities related to student success. And I see applications to research and living and healthcare. Here at Western Connecticut State University, we continue to advance new opportunities in our programs and academic work, including, but not limited to, new concentrations in cybersecurity at the undergraduate and graduate level, data, business analytics, a new micro-credential certificate in cybersecurity to begin this November, master's degrees in AI and homeland security, as well as dialogue and debate on AI in the classroom through our Center for Learning and Teaching, just to name a few. I'm a mathematician, a mathematics educator, a learning scientist, and a technologist. Most of my research career, I have focused on how new and evolving technologies can broaden access to mathematical ideas to a wider, diverse population of students. How dynamic, interactive environments and new technological affordances can democratize access to complex ideas to more students and to close achievement gaps. My work has ranged from basic exploratory research in small settings to wide-scale randomized controlled trials. Core principles of the mathematics of change and variation can be introduced at a very young age if we create advanced technological environments that change the symbolic complexities of mathematics and harness and utilize the power of technology to put discovery at the fingertips or other modalities of learners. When I arrived in the US about 25 years ago, my mentor at the time had a slogan. He used to say, "Software without curriculum ain't worth the silicon it's written on." We could possibly say that about supercomputers today. If we don't create learning opportunities, research opportunities that embrace the power of technology, then technology will continue to outpace learning and leave classrooms behind. We need to take bold steps to unleash its power, to simplify complexity, and then AI takes that platform of computational power to another level. But in my work, I have seen much pushback on emerging technologies, way back even in the introduction of interactive whiteboards, calculators, smartphones in the K-12 classroom settings. My original software and curriculum development teams took devices such as a graphing calculator or early networks to another level, down to manipulating pixels on a screen to create dynamic simulations. Later, I investigated introducing force feedback technology into learning spaces, both informal and formal, broadening access to complex mathematical ideas by using all of our senses and modalities, allowing us to touch and feel mathematics, the very essences of mathematical concepts such as circularness and exponentialness and differentiabilityness. What is the essence of these symbolic ideas? Allowing your learners access to large, complex data sets to make sense of their world through interactive, directly manipulable interfaces, cutting down the unnecessary bottlenecks of complex symbolic systems. AI is offering us yet another window into creating such access. But my work often received pushback from educational leaders and policymakers. They were worried. They wanted to control it. Colleagues, this is still alive today with regards to the perception of AI in the classroom. Some of these concerns are very legitimate, and we need to think through this as an academic community. But rather than put blanket policies on banning ChatGPT or banning AI, for example, because of concerns, is not the approach I believe higher education should take. Rather than viewing AI as a peripheral participant that we need to regulate, we should think about it as a partner in our instructional settings. But that will take time and creativity on our part. In a couple of my papers with my colleague Luis Moreno Armella of Cineva Staff University in Mexico, we outline historical perspectives on how each wave of technological advancements of representations of knowledge over 2,000 years, from static cuneiform art to writing, to the printing press, to computers, to social network media devices, the flexibility and the malleability of the medium which we operate has enhanced our communicative capabilities. Within these systems, we can touch, interact, and get feedback, which we describe in our work as co-action, to guide and be guided by through interaction. In another paper, we liken various stages of mathematical history coupled with the advancement of technology to the philosopher Gaston Bachelard's notion of epistemological ruptures. AI Overview succinctly states this as a radical break or cut in the history of science from previous ideological conceptions. Without such ruptures, such as a break from the dogma of Euclidean geometry, we would not have developed a system of non-Euclidean geometries that helped us make sense of space and the breakthrough eventually of Einstein's theory of relativity. You can read a more thorough account and presentation of 21st century epistemological ruptures in our publications, which I can forward. In conclusion, so is AI a technological tool, a pedagogical partner, an invasive distraction, or an innovation that will outpace our philosophical and policy debates? For me, I envision technological advances that help us make sense of the mysteries of our world and universe, that allows us to transform knowledge, discover new knowledge, broaden our understanding, and ultimately be more efficient, productive, and humane. With that introduction, I now turn to your formal program for today. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our first keynote speaker. Montserrat Houtan currently serves as a cybersecurity advisor for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts at the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, an entity within the Department of Homeland Security. Her role involves enhancing the state's cyber resilience in collaboration with key partners. Her professional advancement is rooted in her time as an attorney for the City of Providence, where she distinguished herself by spearheading the development of the city's cybersecurity infrastructure. This initiative led to her promotion to the city's first Chief Information Security, Data Privacy and Risk Management Strategist, where she forged significant interagency relationships and laid the foundation for robust cybersecurity practices. Subsequently, Montserrat's career path led her to PricewaterhouseCoopers, where she directed key project initiatives related to data privacy and protection, as well as data and AI governance written within the business services sector. She holds a Juris Doctor from Roger Williams University School of Law and an MS in Cybersecurity Governance and Policy from Boston College, supplementing her experience with certifications, including a certification in security management and specialized certificates in AI and cybersecurity from Harvard's Kennedy School. Montserrat is an active member of several advisory boards, leading her cybersecurity insights to both educational and industry leadership circles. Her mission is firmly centered on elevating cyber and AI practices to create a secure and unbiased technological environment. Please join me in welcoming Montserrat Otan.